So we started our class with the question that time after time, talk after talk, we've heard that the universe has our back, that everything works out for the good, that there's a purpose to everything. But despite knowing all this, why is it that we are not able to bring it into our life? Why is it that the moment something goes a little wrong in our lives or in the life of a loved one, we don't have access to that happy faith anymore? And we discuss that Mother says that faith is not only a faculty of the human thinking mind. The nature of the mind is to doubt, and to feed that doubt, faith is a faculty of the deeper intelligence within us, which is naturally made up of what Sri Aurobindo calls Kalyan Shraddha. And if you break up the word Shraddha in Sanskrit, it comes from two roots, Shraddh, truth, and Dha, holding on to a truth which is known inside us. So when we are agitated, instead of flapping around, instead of whipping ourselves for not having faith as some of us do, if we just keep quiet, if we let the mud of our thinking settle down, then those classical lines from Savitri, in the mind silence, the transcendent acts, and the hushed heart hears the unuttered word. And that unuttered word is the Kalyan Shraddha within us, the faith in us, the knowing that something has our back, and it always does. And Sri Aurobindo says that faith is really a hard call for man sometimes, when man is looking at life with all the clash of forces, the conflicts, the strife, the war. But he says we have to hold on to our faith that all is God, the omnipresent divine everywhere, and hold on to the fact that there is a happier spiritual intention behind every adversity. And the beauty is that we don't have to generate this. If we just make our mind quiet, we find this is always there inside us, self-existent and by itself. So there was a beautiful story of a sage who was meditating on a mountain and was in silence for more than a year. And he decided to break his silence by coming down the hill. And there were riots breaking out that day, and he happened to be stabbed. And he turned around. He broke his silence, looking into the eyes of his murderer, saying, "You too are him alone." Now, to our eyes, this is a terrible and unfair thing to happen. Such a great sage who had so much to contribute. What a way to die, so meaningless, so pointless. But it's a known fact that the consciousness with which you die determines your next birth. So maybe it was grace gifting him such a divine gift of such a great moment of dying, but to us it looks terrible. So in Life Divine, Sri Aurobindo has this brilliant line: what is magic to the finite is logic to the infinite. For the infinite intelligence, it was logical that this man should be rewarded by this. But to our finite intelligence, it appears unfortunate. Unfortunate, we can call it dark magic, not black magic as we understand. But magic is something which the mind can't understand. So anything unfortunate is, I don't understand why it happened. But there was an infinite logic to it, which we can't see because we don't see the forces at play. We don't know the past. We don't know the future. But such a beautiful line to dwell upon. What's magic to the finite intelligence is the logic of the infinite. So, coming back to what we started discussing, whenever our faith is shaky and whenever we are in a negative mind state, it has to be that our faith is shaky, because if we are grounded in faith, we can't be simultaneously in a negative mind state. So, whenever our mind state is negative, sometimes it really helps to do anything that makes the mind quiet, because the sun is already there. You just need to remove the cloud of thoughts to see the sun of Kalyan Shraddha, which is ever shining in the heart. So that could be a practice we take up for the week, to almost make a vow that this week I am going to not be in even a few minutes of a negative mind state. Even if it comes, fine with that. But I know there's a way out, and I'll always look for that way out and come back to the luminous faith in my heart.